So second project will be based on the Agile. It will be totally based on Agile. We will complete this entire project on an Agile methodology. So before that, we have to understand the meaning of Agile. What is the Agile process and what are the different terms? There are so many different terms in Agile that each and every term we have to understand very clearly. So let's move on to that. So what is Agile methodology? Agile methodology is an iterative approach to software development. Iterative approach. This term you will hear so many times when you work in the Agile methodology. Iteration, if you have knowledge of core Java or any programming language, then you must have heard about the iteration term. Iteration is nothing but loop. In loop, same activity will keep on happening. In one iteration, one activity will happen. Again, in the second iteration, same activity you will do. Third iteration, you will do the same activity. Right. So Agile is also based on iterative approach to the software development. This is the meaning of iterative approach. In Agile, we use a term known as iteration. Iteration means same process will keep on repeating again and again in every iteration. Each iteration of Agile methodology takes a short time interval of 1 to 4 weeks. Each iteration will have a duration. Generally, most of the project follows the 2 week duration, 15 days duration, but it varies from 1 to 4 weeks. Maximum, it can be 1 month, but I think we cannot. Oh, okay. I didn't, yeah. If you are able to hear me, then that's fine. If you have any doubt, you can type here. Okay. The agile development process is aligned to deliver the changing business requirement. It distributes the software with faster and fewer changes. In agile, we also do the same thing. We test, we develop an application, we develop a software, and at the end we deliver it. But the process will be different. The way of delivery will be different, right? So in agile, the most important thing is this iteration. In every iteration, like we in agile, we work on very small duration. In waterfall model, we have seen a project can last long till 1 year. Till 1 year, project is going, keep on going, right? But in agile, we do not follow that approach. What is the difference between agile and waterfall? I will explain that also. Okay. So this is the meaning of agile. Agile, simple, it is a iterative approach of software development. Now there are some roles in agile. First role is the scrum master. There is an agile, there will be an iteration. In every iteration, let's suppose the duration will be 2 week, and in that 2 week, a team will work in that iteration. So what are the members in the team, and what will be the role of each and every team? In waterfall model also we have seen there are different types of roles of each and every team member. In agile also there are different roles of each and every team member. Okay, so the first role starts with the scrum master. Scrum master is a team leader and facility provider, you can say, who helps the team member to follow the agile practices. Scrum master has the knowledge of agile process. A scrum master has a agile certification. He knows each and every area of agile. What are the different processes? What are the different terminologies? What will happen? How it should be done? how to resolve any blocker, what is the process, each and every, from theoretical to the business, each and every knowledge a Scrum Master has. And Scrum Master is the, you can say, is the mediator or the center point of an agile team. Okay. Can all of you can go on mute? So that the team member meets their commitments and customer requirements. So basically, Scrum Master is a facilitator that monitors the work of an agile team, right? Scrum Master can help you if you have any confusion, any doubt, not related to the technical, not related to any test case writing, any test case execution. He is not a technical person. Scrum Master is not a technical person. He can't help you about your what any technical difficulty if you are facing. He can arrange, he can try to resolve your blocker, he can try to resolve your issues, he can guide you. No, Scrum Master is not business analyst. He doesn't have any knowledge of he basically Scrum Master doesn't have any knowledge of requirement. He can't even do any kind of technical role, neither development nor testing. He doesn't have any such knowledge. He is a he has the knowledge of agile processes, and he will help you to work in an agile process, to work within the agile process, you can say. Slowly you will understand what I'm trying to say right now. A scrum master doesn't have any technical knowledge. If you have any technical difficulty, then you will approach to the scrum master. Now he will try to search who can help you to resolve your technical difficulty. Scrum master cannot resolve, but he will arrange any person or any source from where you can get the help to resolve your technical difficulty or your technical challenges. So he is just a facilitator. Okay. He tracks like all the work is going on, all the work is going on uh, as per the plan, and it should complete within the deadline. Or if any blocker is happening, then how to mitigate that, how to handle that. He will guide you, he will advise you. In entire agile processes, Scrum Master is the only person who has the full knowledge of agile. You as a team member may not have each and every knowledge. That is why Scrum Master is required. Scrum Master has to be certified. There is a Scrum Master certification. If you want to be a Scrum Master, then you have to do that certification. And there is so much demand of a Scrum Master nowadays. So it is also a good role. But you can achieve, you have to be very experienced, like in IT industry. You have to be that level of understanding and experience. Then only you can pursue this role. You can understand this role and you can handle it in any company. So it requires very experience. Anyone can be the scrum master. You can also be a scrum master. Okay, now the product owner. Now the business analyst that you have said, right? In Agile, that person is known as product owner. Product owner is one who runs the product from the business perspective. Now the product owner will discuss with the business team. Let's suppose again we will take an example of, let's suppose ICICI Bank. Same example I'm taking. Okay, ICICI Bank has decided to develop its online application. They have given this contract to XYZ company. Okay, they have their own requirement in the business perspective, right? We as a technical person cannot understand the business perspective, business requirement. So now in our team, we need a person who can communicate with the bank, business personnel. The bank will appoint a team where there will be that team will consist of some business person who knows the requirement of that application that ICICI Bank is wants to develop, right? So we need also a business person in our team who can understand the business requirement of ICICI Bank and can guide the technical team to understand the requirement so that a developer can develop the application and a tester can test the same application. So that person is the product owner. Product owner is one who runs the product from the business perspective. He will connect with the business person. He will gather all the requirements. He will understand the requirement in the business perspective. Then he will break down the requirement in such a way so that a technical person can understand that, like a developer can understand and develop the application. A tester can understand and test the application. So this is the role of a product owner. He defines the requirement and prioritize their values. Let's suppose there is a bank application. Okay. Initially, ICICI Bank has decided to develop a sign up page, sign login page, home page, account section, and withdraw money. Right. So these five sections ICICI Bank has decided to develop in the initial phase. Okay. So the what from our team, the product owner will connect with the ICICI Bank business person. Now both will discuss among themselves. They will schedule meetings. In the meeting, they will figure out the requirements about each and every five sections. Now the product owner will gather all the requirement and he will prioritize. How he will prioritize? Like, let's suppose ICICI Bank has said, first we want to develop the sign in and the login page. Then you have to develop the home page. Then you have to develop the account section and then you have to develop the withdrawal section. So this prioritization thing will product owner will do for our team, but he will first connect with the business team of the ICICI Bank. ICICI is the customer and XYZ is the company. The customer ICICI has given the contract to the ICICI XYZ company. XYZ company has appointed a team. In that team, there is a scrum master, there is a product owner. Product owner is the person who connects with the customer. Now I will use the word customer. So whenever I will use the word customer. So consider it is a ICICI Bank. Okay. So now the product owner will connect with the customer. He will gather the requirement. Now he will ask the customer in which order you want to develop this requirement. Based on that, he will prioritize the requirement. He is also responsible to set the release date. Release date means this how long this five section will take to complete its development and testing activity. On which date it will be delivered to the client. Now he sets this thing, but with the consent of the customer. He takes an active role in iteration and release planning at meetings. I will come to these points. He ensures that the team is working on the most valued requirement. He represents the voice of the customer, as I said. He basically define the requirement, prioritize the requirement, set the release date, give the knowledge to the team member about the requirement on the customer perspective. So he is basically the voice of the customer. Okay. He accepts the user story that meets the definition of done and definition of acceptance criteria. Let's suppose one requirement has been finalized. One second. Okay, so let's suppose there is a requirement. Okay, that requirement developer has developed it. We have tested it. Finally, we will give a demo to the product owner. Like this is the requirement we have tested, and this is how it is working. If product owner is happy, yes, this is how it should be developed, and it is developed correctly, then he will accept the requirement and he will give the sign off like the requirement is successfully developed and tested. So he is the person who will finally accept the activity. If he rejects it, then it is the application is not developed as per the requirement given by the customer. So these kinds of role product owner is to. So you can say basically product owner is the business person. Now comes the cross functional team. As I said, every agile there will be an agile team, and in an agile, the length of the team member varies from 5 to 9. Currently, if I'm also working in a project, and in my project, my team length is 8. There are 2 testers, 4 developer, 1 product owner, 1 scrum master. So it varies from 5 to 9. Depends on the how big is the project. If it is small or if it is very big, it all depends on that. The average experience of each and every member will be from 6 to 10 years. The agile team contains 3 to 4 developers, 1 tester, 1 technical lead, 1 scrum master, 1 product owner. This is a general count written over here. It is not like every project follows the same number. In my team, 4 developer, 2 tester, 1 technical lead, 1 scrum master, and 1 product owner are there. Okay, so we know what scrum master can do, what product owner can do. We also what developer can do. I'm explaining this thing because developer can do the app development of the application. That 5 section that we have discussed about, developer the developer role is to develop that 5 section for that application. What tester will do once the development will be done, tester will test to check the development that has been done is correct or not. This is the role of a tester. Technical lead, what he will do, he will guide the developer about any technical difficulty. Let's suppose developer is facing any technical difficulty in developing the application. So that technical lead will help them to resolve their difficulty. Scrum Master is a facilitator. Product owner is the business person. Done. So in Agile, there are basically 3 roles: Scrum Master, Product Owner, and the cross-functional team. If you see this diagram, so technical interface in technical team, developer, tester, and tech lead will come. In Agile, one more thing to remember: generally there is a developer and there is a tester, but in Agile, both developer and tester are known as a developer. There is no discrepancy between a developer and a tester. Both known as a developer. So there is no word called tester in Agile. We use it for the sake of simplicity, but generally we do not use the term called tester. So from technical team, there will be developer, tech lead, and from team of team interface, there will be product owner and scrum master. These two person are non-technical person. They do not have any technical knowledge. He is the business guy. He is the facilitator. He has the knowledge of agile. From entire team, he is the person who has the knowledge of agile. Okay. Majid, no need to take a screenshot. At the end of the class, I will share this document. You can download and keep it with you. Okay. So now this is about the rules. How an agile team plan their work. So I will explain this with my experience, not from this document. Okay. What happens from how the agile starts and how the agile ends. Based on my experience, I will say this. Customer, right? X, Y, Z company. Okay. Now customer has given initially the five requirements to the XYZ company. Okay. Before the starting of the agile, this five requirement before agile starts, these five requirements customer and product owner will discuss. Okay. About this five requirement, customer and product owner will discuss. They will figure out. They will document all this requirement, and all this activity will be done by the product owner. Once this requirement is documented by the product owner, then agile will start. Okay. So the first thing that will happen in agile is PI planning. What is PI? Program increment. You can note down all this. It is not written in the document. The meaning of PI is program increment. So first meeting, first planning that will happen in agile is PI planning. Length of PI planning, 3, 1 quarter you can say. What happens in PI planning? This five requirements we have considered to complete in this quarter. So now you have got an idea. Agile works in a quarterly basis. Every quarter, one PI planning will happen. In PI planning, what we generally do? First of all, customer will give the requirements that we are going to work in this PI planning in that quarter. Let's suppose uh, from next month, next quarter is starting. Okay, so the customer will give us the requirement, like how what are the requirements which we are going to work in that particular quarter, in that 3 months. So that planning we basically do in the PI planning. So this PI planning, in this PI planning, we generally discuss what we are going to do on or on which requirement we are going to work in the quarter. This is the meaning of PI planning. That means in entire 3 months in that particular quarter, on what are the number of requirements and what are the requirements basically we are going to work on. In this PI planning, we get the idea of each and every requirement. Once this PI planning will be completed, then we each and every team member should have the knowledge of each and every requirement. What is the requirement? What we are going to develop? What we are going to test? We should have a knowledge. PI planning, how long it goes? 2 days. In two, with this planning activity goes on for 2 days. In 2 days, we discuss about these five requirements. This is just an example, five requirement I'm giving. It can be 10, it can be 15, it can be two also. The number varies. Okay. So in 2 days, we discuss about this five requirement among us as a team, and we try to clear out each and every requirement. Like, do we have the knowledge? Do we have the details of all this requirement? Developer has developer understood each and everything about the requirement, what they are going to develop? Tester also have understood what they are going to test. If it is yes, then that is fine. If it is no, then what will happen? Let's suppose out of this five requirement, we are not clear about the two requirement. So we will raise a concern in the planning meeting. We are we do not have sufficient information about the two requirements. We will raise a risk. This is the correct term, not concern. In PI planning, if something you feel is not clear or the information is not available, we will simply raise it as a risk. We cannot commit that we can test this two requirement or we can develop these two requirement in this PI planning because the sufficient information is not available. We will raise it as a risk to the client, to the customer. First, we in PI planning, first we discuss each and every requirement. Then at the last, once everything is planned, then we give a demo to the customer. Generally, product owner gives the demo to the customer, and all the team member attends that. Now, product owner will keep the point of view of the team member in front of the customer. Like, these are the things which we are clear, these are the things which we are not clear. We cannot commit this one. If you want all the five requirements we should complete, then please provide this details or this information. Then only we can commit the rest of the requirement and we can go ahead. Now here two things will happen. One thing, before starting of the Agile, customer will provide you all the details that you want, or customer will ask you, fine, go ahead with the three requirement. Meanwhile, we will gather the details, the information that you want for the rest of the two requirement. Okay, this can also happen. You are working on the three requirement. Meanwhile, customer has gathered all the details and they have given to you. Now, once you complete on the working of that three requirement, you will jump onto the two requirement and you can complete it. So here, these two things can happen. This is what generally happens in PI planning. Okay. Any confusion? Anyone?
Sunny, it is a agile way of work, na?
Yes.
So why we are using a terms requirement means what is the requirement?
I will come on that. What is the when you will see the requirement means then you will clearly able to understand. Okay. Now we will the risk has been raised in front of the customer. Now it on the customer they want to give us the details or not, or they can also say fine ignore this too and in this PI planning just commit on the three requirement. Okay. If there is still any confusion that will be clear once we will move on to the further. Right. So just as of now just try to understand whatever I'm explaining. Once we will move on to the Jira, then all the doubts will be clear. This is a theoretical thing I'm doing. In Jira, we will do the same thing in practically. So when we will do everything practically, then everything will be clear. What is requirement and what are the different doubts, everything will be clear. But first of all, understand the theoretical part. Okay. So in this PI planning, five requirements have been decided, which is locked, which is given, commitment has been given by the team member. Now we will start working on the Agile. So once we start working on the Agile, so first thing that will happen is the sprint planning. This is PI planning. This in this planning we discuss about each and every requirement. Sprint planning is different from the PI planning. Now here if you try to understand, one quarter means 3 months, right? One sprint iteration. Just now I have used the term iteration. Iteration is also known as a sprint. Let's suppose the duration of each and every iteration or sprint is 15 days. So in a month we can complete two iteration, two sprint. In the same way, in 3 months we can sorry we can complete 2 to 4 and 6 sprint. So in a quarter we are going to work on a six sprint. Let's suppose we have six requirement, and each and every in each and every sprint we are going to work on on each and every requirement. Let's suppose once agile will start, first sprint will start. Now in first sprint what we will do, we will design the sign up page. This is the requirement, sign up page of the application. In first sprint we have taken this one as a requirement. There are six requirements, let's consider it. Among that the first requirement is to develop the sign up page of the application. Now for this, sprint planning will happen. This sign up page requirement will be divided into user stories. There will be a big requirement about the sign up page. Let's suppose in the requirement it is saying there will be a sign up header, there will be first name, last name, email ID, password, confirm password, sign up button. All these fields will be there. Username field will accept only the character, it will not accept the integer. Password field should display star star star, not the exact password. Once we click on the sign up button, which user should be able to successfully sign up. Sign up button should be in blue color, right? Design of the page. All this will be written in the form of requirement for this sign up page on a very high level. Now this big requirement will be break down into smaller requirement, and that smaller requirement is known as user story. I will show you a big requirement also, and I will show you how that can be break down into user story. Everything is available, no need to worry. Just understand the theoretical part. That big requirement of the sign up page will be divided into small user story. In sprint planning, let's suppose for the sign up page, we have we have created 5 user story. Now, in sprint planning, product owner will discuss about this 5 user stories in the sprint plan. To with whom he will discuss? With the developer, with tester, with scrum master. What he will basically discuss? He will give the knowledge about the requirement. What is the requirement? How this requirement will work, like how the sign up page will work. Developer and tester will listen to the product owner about the requirement, because they are the person who are going to develop and they are going to test. They will discuss about the sign up page requirement. If they have any doubt in understanding the requirement, they will discuss with the product owner. They will ask the question to the product owner. If product owner can answer this, that is fine. If not answer this, then he will connect with the customer. He will get the requirement, and then he will pass that to the developer and tester. Okay. Let's suppose everything is clear. Sprint planning, 5 user story we have discussed. Requirement is clear, right? Now, this 5 user story will be divided among the team member. Let's suppose there are 4 developers. Among the 4 developers, this 5 user story will be divided. 2 tester, 5 user story will be divided. Let's suppose one user story has been given to each and every developer, and any developer who is senior, he will take the 2 user story to work on. Similarly, 2 tester will divide this 5 user story among themselves for testing. Now the work has been assigned to each and every developer and tester. Yes, user story means task. Once this has been divided among developer and tester, sprint planning is completed. Now we will start working on the first sprint. So the first day activity of every sprint is the sprint planning. Whenever a new sprint will start, first activity is the sprint planning. Once everything is done, work has been assigned. From the second day, daily stand-up will start, which lasts for 15 minutes. Every day for 15 minutes, all the team member connects. What happens there? We give the status about our task, what we have completed last day, what we are going to do today, is there any blocker we are facing. All this status one by one, every team member gave to the entire team. Scrum Master will be there, Product Owner will be there. If there is any doubt, you will ask the Scrum Master, this is the blocker. We are getting stuck over there. Please resolve this. Please provide us the resolution for that. If there is no doubt, then fine, you can continue for your work. Again, on the third day, the first activity will be the daily stand up. For 15 minutes, we will connect. Again, we will give the same status. In this way, it will keep on going till the 15th day. One sprint means 15 day. Till the last day, this daily stand up will keep on going. Now, the purpose of every sprint, whatever task we have assigned among ourselves, we have to complete it within that deadline, within that 15 days. That means within that 15 days, we have to complete these 5 user stories. Development and testing both. Once development will be done, then testing will start. Once the testing will be done, then tester will give the demo about every user story that they have tested in the application to the product owner. Product owner will see what you have tested in the application based on the details mentioned in the user stories. If everything is correct, product owner will accept that. If it is not, then he will reject that. That means there is a fault in the testing. You haven't tested correctly. This is what happens. The demo part, once the demo is accepted, then we have reached to the end of the sprint. In the end of the sprint, there is again one more meeting happens, which is known as retrospective. In this meeting, we discussed about what are the good things happens in the sprint. Any team member who has worked very well, any praise you want to give, scrum master, product owner, if they want to give any praise to the team member, they can give it. If there any, if something not went well, that we also decide, we discuss, we discuss in the retrospective, so that from the next sprint that should not happen. It can happen developer giving the development very late to the tester, and tester is not getting sufficient time to complete the testing activity within the deadline. So this kind of thing you can highlight in this retrospective. You are not getting good support from the developer. You are not getting your query getting resolved on the time, which is wasting your time, and you are not able to complete your assignment on the within the deadline. If something has happened in any sprint, you can raise this in this sprint retrospective. This is the last meeting of any sprint. So any good thing, any bad thing, any suggestion, any concern, any praise, all these things we discuss in the retrospective meeting. Once it is done, first sprint is completed. Now, second sprint will start. Again, in the second sprint, we will take the second requirement. Let's suppose sign-in page, and then we will follow the same process. Sprint planning, daily stand-up, retrospective. And in the second sprint, we develop the sign-in requirement. Again, in the third sprint, we will take the third requirement. Let's suppose the home page design, home page development. That you will take in the third sprint. Again, sprint planning, daily stand-up, retrospective will keep on going. So it will in the first quarter, you will keep on repeating this activity till the sixth sprint. That is why I said Agile is an iterative approach. Each iteration means each sprint. You are doing same thing in every sprint, every iteration. Just after 15 days, till the last sprint. That means the sixth sprint. Just after the sixth sprint, we release the six requirements to the production, environment. Production environment, if you know, then that's good. If you do not know, production environment means customer. Let's suppose I have an account in ICICI Bank. I am a customer of ICICI Bank. So I am using the application. Production environment means the customer environment. That means it is available to the public for users. Now all these six requirement as a customer, I can use it in the ICICI Bank application. So just after every quarter, whatever the requirements we have developed, we will release it to the production environment by the approval of the client, the customer. Now we as a end users can use this application and we can see this six different sections in the application. Again in the next quarter, next requirement will be decided, that will be noted down, and again same activity will keep on repeating. So this is how we work in an agile. Slowly the application will be developed. Different sections of the application will be added in each and every sprint, in each and every quarter. So this is the entire process of an agile. Now, whatever I have discussed theoretically, I know this is the first time. There will be some confusion, or you will say like you are not understanding something. I would suggest just after this, you are getting this recording, replay the recording, listen it again. From tomorrow, we will do everything practically and then try to relate the theoretical part with the technical part. Then your doubt will be clear. First time, anyone will have doubt. I am working on Agile since 3 years, so I do not have now any doubt. But for the first time, I was also on the same page like you. I also not able to understand. So what I would suggest, just after this class, tomorrow, whenever you get some time, go through the recording, note down your doubts. Tomorrow I will start the practical part. Then try to relate. Your doubt will be clear.
Uh, Sunny, who will be the project owner? Means, uh, uh, is there a client for us, or it will be a customer for us?
I didn't.
Hello.
Uh, yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Who will be the project owner?
Project owner,
Yeah.
customer,
Customer.
I- ICICI Bank. He is the customer and he will be the owner of the project because he is funding. He is giving the money.
And there is no role for a business analyst in agile methodology. There
And
is no
Agile
requirement for
methodology,
that.
business analyst is known as product owner. Same role, but name is different. Okay. So for you, I will work as a product owner and I will work as a scrum master from tomorrow for all of you.
I wanted to ask one question.
Go ahead.
Yes. So actually, I mean, I'm just means whatever topics I did, I'm not able to connect them. SDLC was the process in which we develop a full project,
Yes.
and in that one phase was testing phase, which we did the STLC life cycle, which we did.
Yes.
And then we did models, waterfall models, some models were there, but we
Mhm.
don't use those models anymore because of their drawbacks. So agile is also one type of a model, but it is called agile methodology.
Right.
Yeah, so in waterfall there were once means once the client gives us requirements, they were all fixed. We
Yes.
couldn't have any changes. So in
Right.
agile, the way you told now, every sprint, so after creating one sprint means one like for example login is delivered to the production environment, there the customer will check, and if there are any changes here, we can, because of iterative behavior, we can have any changes in this.
Right. So this is the
Okay.
correct and the good notice, I would say. In Agile, any changes is welcome at any point of time. In waterfall model, this facility is not available. Let's suppose starting of the waterfall model, 50 requirements have been decided to develop in a year. Once it is logged, after 3 months, customer cannot come and say, "Can you change this requirement?" There is no provision. But in Agile, there is a provision. Let's suppose in one quarter you have developed a sign up page. Now from second quarter, uh, you have started working on different requirement. Let's suppose sign in page. But during the second quarter, when client has reviewed the sign up page that you have developed in the first quarter, and then they decide or then they can understood like this went wrong. This should not be like this. This should be changed. So now in the third quarter, they will ask you to do these changes. So this changes facility is available in Agile. That is why Agile customer actually likes Agile methodology because this provision on the customer's perspective is good.
Okay.
So
In
changes,
waterfall, the
yeah,
tester was coming, the tester's role was later. First the
right.
developer will create and then tester, but here I am not understanding how everyone is doing simultaneously. And first how BA was taking requirements and was creating a BRD document. So how here it this is happening in this agile, this I am not understanding.
Okay. In waterfall model, generally what happens? First requirement gathering phase starts. Once requirement is completed, then developer will work. There is no role of tester. Once developer will complete all 50 requirements development, then only tester can start the testing. But in Agile, what happens? Developer will do the development and parallelly tester will write the test cases. Writing test cases can be done. Test case writing is not dependent on the development. Meanwhile, that is why the number of tester is less. If you see here, two tester and four developers. Four developers are developing five user story. Definitely, they will develop very fast. But two tester will take some time for writing the test cases. So that is why the number is less for the tester. Definitely, two tester will take some more time for writing the five test cases. Sorry, five user story test cases. So meanwhile, developer tester will write the test cases, and all the developer will develop the application. Let's suppose for one user story you have started writing the test case, and for the same user story, developer is also doing the development. Your user story writing is done for the first user story. Now you have jumped to the second user story. Okay, but meanwhile, developer has completed the first user story development. So now it is available for you for the testing. But you are not sitting idle. You are writing the test case for the second user story. Once that development for the one first user story is completed, you will immediately stop the test case writing of the second user story. First, you will complete the execution, then you will move on to a further task. So no one is sitting idle, everyone is working parallelly. Okay. Now Mazid will have confusion like what is user story, what is test case, what is test execution. So no need to worry about that. From tomorrow, all the doubts will be clear.
Right, Sunny.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Agile work, how an Agile team plan their work, an Agile team work in the iteration to deliver the customer requirement, and each iteration takes 10 to 15 days. Each user requirement is a plan based and their backlog prioritizes and size. I will come to this part later. What is backlog? Tomorrow I will see you backlog also, how it looks like, what is its meaning, then you will better understand. So the requirement will be divided into user story. In the user story, you will define your task. You will give the estimation also, like how long, how many hours or how many days you will take to complete this user story testing. Estimation also we give during the planning. During the sprint planning, let's suppose one user story you think it will take 2 days to complete the test case writing and testing, then you will give 2 days as an estimation. We give this estimation during the sprint planning. We will do all this activity tomorrow. Okay. Now there are some advantage of agile and disadvantage of agile. Customer satisfaction is there. Continuous development and delivery of useful software. Customer developer product owner interact regularly to emphasize rather than processes and tool. In agile, what happens? We get a chance to connect with the customer also. Like if a product owner is not able to explain the technical difficulty that you are facing, so you can connect with the client and you can explain them. From client side also, there will be some technical person that can understand your query and they can help you to resolve. Product is developed fast and frequently delivered. Like in every sprint, we are delivering something, right? After every 15 days, we are delivering something to the client. But in waterfall model, this is not the case. Everything first will be developed, then after 1 year, customer will be able to see what happened in the application. Till 1 year, he won't be able to say anything. But in Agile, after each and 15 days, he will be able to see what is happening in the application. That is why customer like this. Face-to-face conversation happens. Continuously give attention to the technical excellence and the good design. Daily and close or cooperation happens between the business people and the developers. Daily stand-up meeting that I have told you. Regular adaptation to change the circumstances. That means any changes is a welcome. Any change is welcome in the agile. Even late changes is welcome in the requirement. In agile, there is one thing you cannot say no to the changes. If customer asks you to do these changes, you cannot say no. You have to do this. No, in agile we do not write test cases in agile. Sorry, in Excel. You can write it like if again it depends on the funding. If customer is not giving you fund, then you have to use the Excel sheet. But generally nowadays, no one you write on the Excel sheet. Very small startup company only can use Excel sheet. Now there is a test management tool. Everyone use the test management tool nowadays. So from this project, we will write the test management. We will use a test management tool for writing the test cases and everything. Okay. There are some
So,
disadvantages. Yeah.
so Sunny, do tester require any Excel knowledge?
Just the knowledge point of view, if I say, mm, very basic knowledge. Means no need to be very expert in the Excel. Just you are able to write, you are able to fill a color on this kind of requirement you need.
So Sunny, can you tell me that which system the developer use to create any applications or the
Hmm.
designs?
I will explain about the environments from tomorrow. From tomorrow, I will go from scratch. No need to worry
And
about
and Sunny, if we are doing any kind of testing for the application, so how do we get to know whether it pass or fail? Means
it.
what are the criteria to match it?
That is the requirement. You will understand when I will explain you the requirement tomorrow. I will take a demo application tomorrow and I will show you. I have already noted down the requirements. Just now I will show you after this theoretical class, and I have also created a user story for that. So from tomorrow, this doubt that you have asking, everything will be clear tomorrow. How you can understand it is passed or failed, like how a requirement look like, how a user story look like, how you are writing your test case, how you are verifying whatever you are testing is correct or not. Everything will be clear from tomorrow. And what are the different environments that I will also explain from tomorrow.
Okay, okay, sir.
No need to worry
So,
about that. Yeah, yes, Sanjay.
uh, mm, after Agile means DevOps is the next version of Agile. Means not next version, means next model. Like, is it something like this?
No, DevOps is not any model. DevOps is a bridge between developer and tester. DevOps acts as a bridge, like the transferring. Like if you remember the first project I told you, developer
Hmm.
develops everything in development environment. The
And
tester tests
environment.
everything in the testing environment. So this transition from development to testing environment is taken care by the DevOps team.
Okay. So the latest methodology is only Agile, in which all projects are working.
Yes, currently Agile. Even if you know about ODC, Offshore Development Center, if you are working in any company project, then you are aware about this term ODC. So meaning of ODC is offshore. Offshore means definitely the client is in a different country, like UK client is there. So for a UK client, let's suppose in my company, there is a offshore delivery center, ODC, given, and there we go and work. So now what is happening due to this agile, they are transferring the entire structure, construction structure into ADC. ADC means Agile Delivery Center. So many things happens in Agile. Agile means Agile is so popular nowadays. Like they're uh, totally changing the design of the construction in an Agile way. If I explain you, like there is what happens in ODC, there is a separate desk which is closed, and there we go and sit. But in Agile, there is no closed space. Everything is open. Everything is open. We sit side by side and we work. So they are even changing the entire construction of the place where we work in the company. If you search in the Google ADC, the Agile Delivery Center and the ODC, then you will understand what I'm saying. So Agile is so popular now; they are very customer is very happy, and they now don't want to go ahead with any other model. They are totally satisfied with this, and it is a boom in the market. I would say it is not going to stop. In India, it is just started. It will go very long.
Then what about the cost? Like in waterfall model, we used to decide one cost in this much budget we want to make. So here, every time if the customer is making changes, then the cost will start increasing.
Yes, here
Okay,
it is
that is
written.
the disadvantage.
This is the disadvantage. Cost of agile development methodology is slightly more as compared to the other development methodology. But client is not worried about cost because due to this agile, they are getting the quality product. They are ready to pay more, but they want quality product because after every 15 days, they are able to see what is happening. In waterfall model, they are blank till 1 year. They can't even do anything till 1 year. So that is why here customer is getting chance to interact with the application each and after every 15 days. So that is why client is very much happy and there he is the client is able to now pay more. They do not have any problem because first of all they are able to interact with the application. They are able to monitor what is happening and they are able to suggest any changes. That is why if it is more costly, then also for client it is fine. They are getting quality product at the end. Quality product means whatever they want, the application is getting developed in that way only, because they are able to monitor this. If something is not going correct, immediately they are able to ask to make the changes. That is why they are ready to pay more, because they know at the end they will get what they wanted. And we are also happy. Project company is also happy because they are earning more money. We are not getting more money, but company is getting more money, right? After every quarter, they are showing so much profit. Okay?
So, how means when there are the testers that are manual testers and automation testers all work together simultaneously,
Hmm. They
and
works
how we deliver.
in, let's suppose the application is very new, then we do not do automation. Automation testing we do for regression testing. Like let's suppose for one quarter you have worked on 6 sprint, right? So in one first quarter we are not going to do any automation testing. We will do manual testing only. From second sprint, we will first analyze if customer is asking to make any changes in the previous requirement. If they are not asking, if we feel like this now this requirement is fixed, it is not going to be changed, then we automate those requirement or those user story from the second sprint onwards. If any requirement which is very new and which has a chance to be changed in the future, we do not automate such requirement. We That is why we generally automate regression testing, regression test cases. What is regression test cases? I will explain that one also. If you know, then that is fine. If you don't know, I will come on that part from tomorrow onwards.
And when you're saying the developer deploys on the QA environment, how do
Mhm.
they do? Like, how do they send over mail, or how the thing is transferred?
First thing is that,
Whatever they
like,
have.
in my previous project, DevOps team used to do this activity. They basically give they generally pass their coding details to the DevOps team. Now DevOps team will do this transfer to the testing team. But in my current
So,
project, developer only doing this activity. Since they have the
knowledge.
permission to do that, they just push the changes from development environment to the testing environment. Now, how they do that? We do not to worry. We don't need to worry about that. This is not our job. This is the developer's job. We just want whatever we want to test, it should be available in testing environment.
So that is also called build, and that is only called user story.
Build is build is for one. Yeah, you can say, you can think about it. Like one user story development is done, that you are transferring. That means you are transferring a build from development to the testing environment. Yeah, you can say a build. You can term it as a user story. Now, what is build to the person here who do not understand? Build is sign up based development is done in the development environment. Now you are pushing that changes from development to the testing environment. So the changes that you are pushing is known as build. You are basically giving a build of the sign up page that you have developed in the development environment to the testing environment. Like in development environment, the sign up page that I can see, same build I will give in the testing environment. Tester will also be able to see the same thing, but in the testing environment, not in the development environment. Why there is development and testing environment? Because once developer will give a new build, to us, it is not like developer will sit idle. He has to go ahead with his new work, right? New development activity. If you do the testing, then how he will do the testing? How he will do the development for the new part? That is where there is two different environment. They will give whatever they have developed in the testing environment. You test it. Meanwhile, they will develop the new thing. When the first build is tested, then again they will provide the second build. Then again you will see the sign in page. Along with sign up page, you will be able to see the sign in page. So that is why there is two different environments. Okay. Now the comparisons. So some of the comparison Anjum has already done. Like first one is the fixed uh, in 1 second. It is difficult for the test to initiate any changes in nets. In waterfall model, we cannot customer cannot say to do any changes, but in waterfall, in agile model, this can be possible. This one we have already discussed. Agile is an incremental approach. Waterfall is a sequential approach. Sequential approach means once requirement phase is going on, there is no job for the developer and tester. Once developer is doing, there is no job for the tester. So this is the sequential approach. Once first activity will be done, then only second activity can be started. But in Agile, this is not the case. All the activity can go parallelly together. It divides the project development lifecycle into a sprint. And here we divide into phases. SDLC phase, STLC phase, right? Here, each and every phase, here it is known as sprint and here it is known as a phase. It is a flexible methodology. It is a structured software development methodology. Like one by one requirement planning, design, development, testing, execution, all this we have to follow in a structure. But in Agile, it is flexible. Agile is a collection of many different projects. Like in Agile, what can happen? Multiple projects can run at the same time. But in waterfall model, it is not possible. One project, you can complete one project at a time. In Agile, we can create 10 different teams, and each team will work on a single project. One is working on ICICI Bank, one is working for Axis Bank, one is working for any government related project. That can possible. The test plan is reviewed after every sprint. As I said, product owner will review your testing activity, whatever has been developed and designed. After every sprint, product owner will check this. Customer will also be able to see this. But here, this facility is not available. Only after everything will be done, then customer will be able to see the money that he has spent is correct or not, means everything is fine or not. It is not wasted. If it is wasted, then there is a loss of customer only. So this is the difference between Agile and waterfall model. There is some Agile manifesto. This part I'm not explaining today. This Agile manifesto and this 12 principle, because so much theoretical thing I have explained today, and it will become a mix to all of you. So this two part, it is not necessary to start the practical part. That is why as of now I'm ignoring this two. At the end I will explain this. This different roles: sprint plan, sprint activity, daily stand up, release planning, iteration planning, everything I have explained apart just this part. This part I haven't explained. This part I will explain tomorrow. Apart from that, everything I have explained to you. Now, if you see this diagram, if you are able to see this diagram is not getting expanded. Okay, let's see this. How Scrum everything works. Client and stakeholders are there. Product owner will discuss with the client to understand the requirements. All this requirement, I said like it will be documented. So where it will be documented? It will be documented in a product backlog. All the requirement product owner will document in the product backlog by connecting or by understanding with the client. Then sprint planning activity will happen. We will discuss about the user stories, right? Then once this planning is completed, daily scrum activity will happen. It will go from 1 to 2 weeks. Every day, this daily stand up will happen. And at the end, sprint delivery will happen. Like after 15 days, whatever user story you have developed, it will be released. So this is what I have explained you. And this is this whatever I have explained, this diagram depicts the same thing. So what I would suggest as of now, from tomorrow, get some time, 1 hour time, and replay this recording and listen again, and then attend the practical class of tomorrow. Then you will see your all doubts are cleared, because I have designed the everything in such a way so that you can be able to relate each and everything. Just a demo I am showing you. This is a Jira. For in order to implement the Agile methodology, we have to use Jira tool. Okay, so in Jira already I have created a project. How to create each and everything I will discuss tomorrow. In Jira, I have there is a conference page. Here I have written all the requirement. Like this is the application I'm going to use, and for this application, I have noted down all the requirements. This is my first requirement. This is my second requirement. This is my third requirement. And for each and every requirement, there is a software requirement specification document I have already created. So from tomorrow, it will be very interesting. Right, this is the requirement page. Now, the Agile methodology part. This is my project. In this project, this is my first sprint. Before that, there is a backlog. In the backlog, I have created the user stories for every requirement. So I have 11 user stories. Everything I will discuss tomorrow. From tomorrow, we will start with the sprint planning. First sprint planning. We will discuss about each and every user story. Then we will decide on which user story we are going to work on the sprint one. We will pull those user story in sprint one. Then we will start the sprint. We will see each and every activity tomorrow. Then we will also release whatever we have tested. Everything you will see practically from tomorrow.
So Sunny, what will be the duration or the SLA to complete their tasks for each 7 phases of development life cycle? Is there if they are not complete in time, so is there they need to give any penalty to the company, because this is also impact the cost of the company also.
Uh, in Agile, we do not follow SDLC, Development Lifecycle. Agile has its own life cycle.
Okay.
Right? In Agile doesn't follow any SDLC or STLC process because it has its own life cycle. It has its own way of working. If it is not getting completed, then it has to be reviewed. Like what who has this fault from the company side or from the client side. It can happen. Client is not giving the correct requirement, then it is not our problem. Or if we are not able to deliver it on time, then we have to figure it out why it is happening.
So there is no penalty type of things, right?
There is such as a penalty word like if a company has a very good experience handling the client, right? So they do not come into such situation where they have to face any kind of penalty from the customer. They know like how to deal with such each and every kind of situation. It never happens.
So the
On
duration can be extended, right?
duration can be extended. Yes, it can be extended, but it should not be a practice. Like every time duration is getting extended, you have to provide a valid reason and valid point of view. You have to satisfy the customer with your point of view. Then only he will agree to extend the deadline. Otherwise, not. But in Agile, as per my experience, it very rarely happens like we are not able to meet the deadline because is the requirement is break down in the user story in such a way so that the requirement becomes very small that you can complete in 1 or 2 days. This is the beauty of Agile. From tomorrow, you will understand how I have break down a big requirement into small chunks of user story. Okay. So this is just an overview I have given. From tomorrow, we will start working on the Jira. You do not need, you can use my project only, but I have to give permission. So from tomorrow, I will gather all of your email ID and I will give permission to use this project so that all of you can access this one and also you can see each and everything. Right now, you won't be able to access this because I have to give permission. Right. So that's all for today's class. I'm not explaining more over here because I don't want to create more confusion. Right now, already there will be some more confusion about this theoretical part. So first of all clear all this tomorrow, then we will move ahead further. Okay. So that's all for today's class. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sunny.